Warami Medica Budrina Wunya. Yugunai Awabakal Murua. Hello friend, good to see you. Today I'm on Awabakal country. Well, here I am doing a short video for you of my first time playing with my new toy. That's right guys, I've finally gone and got myself a bloody drone. Picked up the DJI Mini 3 a couple of days ago, and yeah, this video is just me giving it my first flight, my first test. So I'm down at the Karenga power station, the Koala Park and fields and whatever that's down there. It's the old Munmora power station. So yeah, I knew that there was a bit of open area there, and it'd be a half decent area to get it up away from people and be able to fly it. So I'm just playing around, testing out all the controls at the moment. Yeah, this is my first sort of half a distance flight, and it's just obviously the end of the footy field sort of thing. Um, yeah, I'm just looking at the controls, learning how things work, that sort of stuff. Learning, in particular here, I found looking from the other end of the field, it looked like it was a long way from the goalpost, but looking at the screen, it looked like it was really close, and I was worried that I was going to hit him. So, yeah, it's something I'm definitely going to have to learn is how far the drone actually is from things compared to what it looks like on the camera. So, yeah, that's definitely something that I've got to keep in mind there. Magpies didn't get worried too much about me flying this around, although they did take off eventually. Thought I'd do a little bit of a flyby there. One thing I do notice is when I come up to do that, I come down with the right controller to slow me down, but I also seem to come down a little bit with the left one, which that does my elevation. As you can see here, look at this. We've had so much rain here, and dickheads on motorbikes. This is a sports field. No wonder they get friggin' trashed and people can't play their sports. So this is another spot where I'm saying I'm just coming down sort of too low and almost hitting the ground. On a good note though, I didn't crash it. So that was good. But yeah, just trying different things and trying to get used to the bearings of it, and like as I said, the distance that the actual drone is from other items when I'm trying to do things like that. If I need to fly in between trees and all that sort of stuff, I want to have a bit of an idea as to where it is. The Mini 3 doesn't have obstacle avoidance, so that's something I have to be always aware of when I'm flying. It's not going to automatically avoid obstacles. It also doesn't have active track, which I thought it did. That's where I can set it to track me or track a vehicle, which is a bit of a bummer, but is what it is. I was looking at the DJI Neo. For those that don't know, they're a tiny little unit that will fit into your pocket. They're like 150 grams or something. They'll fit into your pocket, and you can fly the Neos without any remote control, or you can use a mobile phone or one of the DJI controllers. I was looking at one of them because they're only about $500 or 550, I think, with remote controls, and there's the full Fly More pack. But they don't have a high rating when it comes to wind, so especially if I wanted to fly it off a cliff or something like that to get those beautiful shots that we love, it just wouldn't be capable of doing that without risking the safety of the drone. So again, here you can see all those marks on the fields where idiots on motorbikes have just been sitting there just spinning it up. No need for it. I get kids will be kids, but yeah, ridiculous. It was quite interesting. When I've been looking at the rules, it actually says that I'm not allowed to fly more than 120 metres above ground level, which, considering they're capable apparently of flight of up to 4 kilometres above ground level, not sure why we're limited so low. I get there'll be aircraft and things, but 120 metres, they're normally well above that. But even from 120 metres, you could see back there, as I'm zooming around, you can see just how far I can see from this location. So even up in the Wadigans or something like that, I get to a nice spot there, and you'll be able to see for absolute miles. Now this part got a little bit worrisome for me. I couldn't see the drone. It was a couple of 100 metres from me. I couldn't see it, and it was behind the trees and that. and I kept getting up on the remote that it's lost signal, cannot communicate with drone, cannot communicate with drone. I'm like, oh shit, don't tell me I've lost it already. But as you'll say, I managed to get it back. It was around here where it's just sort of hovering, so it's telling me on the remote that I can't find the drone. I'm like, what's going on? No. And so I had no idea because, as I said, I couldn't see physically where it was, and I ended up losing video. But I knew it wouldn't be too far away. That's why I came here, because I knew I should be able to fly it pretty well, and not be too far if I've got to try and go and search for it. There is a feature in the Fly More app as well, or in the DJI Fly app, which comes with the remote that I bought. There's a feature there as well where you can actually go find my drone, and apparently you can trigger it to set alarms off and all this sort of stuff. So that's something that could be cool if I happen to lose it and just drop it in amongst a bunch of trees or something. It will flash lights and set alarms and things like that. So that's a good feature, I think. This is another spot I'm starting to get a little bit worried because I'm flying over fences into the power station and that. Just coming in for the first landing. Flying in, and then it's just simple, press a button and tell it to land, and it does. So from there, right, land, boom, down we go. But that grass is bright green, isn't it? There we go. Coming down to its first landing. And then after this I go through and I test out some of the automated features. So this is the flyaway. So these are just automated features where you, with the remote and the app, you just basically press it and go, this is the action I want you to take. This is rocket, just straight up in the air. As I said, I only got it about 100 meters high, and you could see for so far as it was at 100 meters, and that was only 40 or something. This one is the circle. Now I was watching a video earlier about the circle, and if you move, it's the closest thing it has to active track, but it doesn't work quite right, which you can see it's cutting me out off there, and yeah, it's completely lost me there. This would have been the helix where it spirals up and away. I like this. This would be a really nice one at somewhere like Heaton's Lookout or something. Coming up away from the car and then just having in front of me, having the view from over the lookout. I reckon that'd be really nice. Just got to make sure it doesn't fly far enough behind you that it's going to hit any trees or anything like that. And this is boomerang, so from memory this is just up and around and then back down. Probably wouldn't be a bad one also from Heaton's to have it do that off the edge of the lookout, but I don't know if it would really go far enough out to do that. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Yama Bujiri Murugu. Walk a good path. Yano. Goodbye.